Well, guys, I know we're running out of time. I know you got a bunch of other stuff to do as well. But a great adventure I had when I was 15 years old. I actually discovered a lost medieval tomb in Scotland. A crazy little story. But I did it with a friend of mine named Ricky. And we were just great buds, great friends. And after we did that, we decided right there and then that we were never going to look back at our lives, and we were all old and gray at 30 years old, and say, I wish I could have done this, or I wish I could have done that. And, we were going to challenge each other to truly just live our life the best we can. We never knew, when life was going to end for us. But we didn't have a death wish, we had a life wish. We wanted to challenge each other to conquer each other's fears. For instance, Ricky was afraid of heights. He was terrified of heights. And so we went skydiving, and we went bungee jumping, and we did everything we could to break that fear of heights. Well, Ricky said, Thomas, I thank you for helping me conquer my fear of heights, and I want to help conquer one of your fears. I said, Ricky, what kind of fear are you talking about? I said, Thomas, I heard you were afraid of horses. I said, Ricky, I'm not afraid of horses. I've just never rode on a horse before. Horses are big, and, big noses and head, and I've ridden on one at Walmart, 6 1/4 one of those things, but never a real live horse before. So, Thomas, I want to challenge you to ride a horse. Okay, what you got in mind? Well, Ricky's daddy was a big horse guy, and he owned hundreds and hundreds of horses and thousands of acres out there. But he's also a co-owner of an arena. And this arena was sponsoring the International Bareback Bucking Bronco Rodeo Competition. And this is the kind of it's a big deal. Thousands of dollars, thousands of people on TV and everything. You had to kind of qualify for it all year long. I wasn't even qualified to be in the stands to watch, much less be in the competition. But Ricky's daddy was able to pull some strings to get me in this competition. So, Thomas, I want to challenge you to ride in a bareback bucking bronco rodeo competition. I said, Ricky, maybe you misunderstood what I said. I've never rode a horse for my entire life. Thomas, don't you worry. We're going to train for months and months and months. We'll teach you everything you need to know. You'll be an expert. You'll be good to go. I said, okay, Ricky, if you train me, if you teach me, I'll do it. So it turned out because of scheduling conflicts, I wasn't able to go over to his house at all to train until the very day of the event. Absolutely no training was there. So he said, Thomas, don't worry. Everything will be good to go, and we'll just, I'll teach you. So there it is. We walked down the bottom of the barn down there, and there's old Wilbur. And Wilbur's about 110 years old, and his back was all slumped down, and it was snot coming out of his nose. The horse was blind, and the glue factory wouldn't even take him. Just an old horse, So Thomas hopped on top of Wilbur. So I kind of, hey, okay. So my legs around, got to hop up on it. And okay, Thomas, here we go. Okay, it's the first time I ever sat on a horse before. Okay, Thomas, here we go. Thomas, there's 3 major rules to ride in a bucking bronco competition. As long as you remember these 3 rules, you're good to go. Okay, rule number 1, Thomas. When you get on a horse, his belly's going to swell up a little bit because it gets kind of scared. So after a second, he's going to relax. And there's going to be a leather strap wrapped around the horse's belly. And that's what you're going to hold on to. So after that horse relaxes for a second, rule number 1, Thomas. Rule number 1, don't ever forget these rules. Rule number 1, you get that leather strap and you tighten it. You just tighten it, and then you just tighten it. You just keep on tightening, because if you don't tighten it, you'll just slide out off the horse. So rule number 1, Thomas, you tighten the girth strap. Okay, I got it. Rule number 1, tighten the girth strap. Rule number 2, Thomas. You're going to grab all that leather strap like this right here. You have to have feet up around the horse's neck. You have to have feet up around the horse's neck the entire time while the horse is in the pen. You can't squirt while it's in the pen. It's not fair. Once it comes out, you can squirt all you want. Rule number 1, tighten the girth strap. Rule number 2, feet around the horse's neck. Rule number 3 is the most important rule of all the rodeo. So don't ever forget rule number 3. Rule number 3, Thomas. Hang on. Just hang on, Thomas. Never let go. No matter how hard it is, Thomas, no matter how tough it is, you just never let go. No matter how, Thomas, no matter what, there's no money on the ground. You gotta hang on, Thomas. You just gotta hang on. You never let go. You have 8 seconds. And if you let go short of those 8 seconds, it's over with. You got no matter how hard it is, Thomas, you just gotta hang on. Okay, so Thomas, I'm going behind a Wilbur, and now I slap him right here in the barn to let him know it's like riding rodeo. So Ricky walks behind a Wilbur, and he goes, and he slaps Wilbur, and he goes, so Thomas, multiply that about 10,000 times, and those like riding rodeo. We gotta go. That's it. That's all the training I had. That's all the training I had. Right, rodeo. So finally we get to the top of to the drop North Carolina where the race is going to be, this is a bit, I am truly like the vomit. I'm sick. I can't, what am I doing? So, Ricky and Thomas, we're going to draw your horse. So we drew the horse, and Thomas, I know which one you're going to ride tonight. And if you want to, we'll go down and take a look at it before you ride. I said, sure, sure. And so we walk down there, and there's a huge, big pasture of wild horses, just thunder, just man-hating, killing horses, just stags and mustangs. And he said, Thomas, where is it? Where? Right there, Thomas. That's horse you're going to ride out there. And it was this big old muddy, kind of brown-looking horse, and he was looking off in another direction. And I don't know why I did this, but when I saw that horse, I went like that. I kid you not, no lie, that horse turned around and fire came out of his eyes. And he said in distinct English, mind you, I'm going to kill you. And finally, after I regained consciousness, Ricky picks me up, says, come on, Thomas, you got to get ready. You're number 4. So I kind of, I had to borrow, thanks God for cowboy hat last night, I had to borrow my cowboy hats, and I had to put on my flappy things on my legs everywhere, and so I'm walking all around. I mean, these guys are all professionals, of course, international champion this, national champion that, had little trunks here with all the little flaps on it. Of course, all of them had that big old belt buckles there, all kind of walking around, and kind of waving at everybody. These people were cowboys. These people were studs. These people were born on horses. What am I doing? I'm pacing back and forth. The old cowboy says, son, I know you're an expert. You got to be, otherwise you wouldn't be here. We're going to have a little prayer time, and if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. I was like, sure, man. I love having a little prayer time. More power to me. So I kid you not, no exaggeration, this cowboy starts praying this prayer. Dear Lord, thank you again for another opportunity to ride your wild beast tonight. Lord, if it is your will tonight that one of us gets bucked off, just let it happen. Let it happen, Lord. Let it happen. Lord, if it's your will tonight that one of us gets bucked off or kicked in the head, just let it happen, Lord. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Lord, if it's your will tonight that one of us gets bucked off or kicked in the head or trampled to our death, just let it happen, Lord. Let it happen. I was like, dude, speak for yourself. Like, God, answer his prayer. What are you doing? And after we prayed that prayer, I truly had a sense of peace that came over me. And I don't know if it was God or if it was where I finally come to terms that this is where I'm going to die. I don't know, but I felt okay about it. So I was actually number 4, and I wanted to watch a real live rodeo guy riding one. So I walked over to the railing, and I kind of leaned over on the railing. And there's the announcer running back and forth. Okay, up next is so-and-so. I mean, it's a huge, big arena. So I'm kind of leaning on the railing. He's announced, okay, up next in pin number 1, it's so-and-so riding so-and-so. He gets bucked off. Sweet fancy Moses. I mean, the very first guy. I mean, within seconds, the very first guy. Professional guy gets bumped off. Up next in pin number 2, it's so-and-so riding so-and-so. He gets bucked off. Mother of pearl. I mean, 2 professional guys get bucked off. These guys are supposed to know what they're doing. Okay, up next in pin number 3, it's so-and-so riding so-and-so. He gets bucked off. Son up, preachers, man. I mean, 3 guys. All 3 professional bucking bronco guys. These horses are wild. These are killers. So I was number 4. And old cowboy says, come on, kid. You're number 4. You should have been up here already. So I kind of run over to it. And as I come up on the gate, I forget about the, those jingle things there you put on the back of your boots, So I swing my legs around, and those little jingle things rake the back of the horse's back. Horses do not like those jingle things at all. So we got our hair pulled back a little bit, like a long John Silver, Lone Ranger, and okay, cowboys, okay, now, okay, a few problems in pin number 4. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. Just calm down. Remember the 3 rules. You're good to go. Okay, rule number 1. Rule number 1. Rule number 1. Okay, skip. Okay. Rule number 2, feet around the horse's neck. Yes, rule number 2, feet around the horse's neck. Rule number 3, just hang on, Thomas. Just hang on. Never let go. Okay, no, hang on. Rule number 2, feet around the horse's neck. And rule number 2, feet around the horse's neck. Rule number 1. Rule number 1. Well, if it's important, I remembered it already, so I kind of nodded off to the announcer. Okay, up next in pin number 4, a newcomer from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Thomas Dismukes. And tonight, he's riding the devil. I'm riding the devil, I kid you not. Well, apparently, I didn't realize it. Apparently, I had have spontaneous epilepsy. Because when I heard that, I started going into all these seizures and convulsions in it. Well, the gatekeeper, seeing my fear-induced seizure, took it as my cue to him to swing open the gate. And all I can say in my real manly cowboy voice is, no! So he swings open the gate, we start bucking and kicking and somersaulting and cartwheeling and flipping upside down and somersaulting everywhere and kicking there. And open my eyes. We hadn't even left the pen yet. So I start going in there. Not that bad. All of a sudden I felt this strange sensation, like they sliding on the side of the horse. All of a sudden I was up underneath the horse's belly. The horse flying in my eyes. The horse kicking me in the head, and all I hear is the crowd saying, I'm hanging on like I can. The blood's flying in my eyes. Who's kicking me in the head? I remember Ricky told me all about how to stay on the horse, but he never told me how to get off, you know. But I'm finally hanging on, and I finally hear the buzzer go off. I fall down to my knees. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw the devil coming after me. The devil swung around and he kicked me in the back of my neck, you know. And it hurt. It hurt really. And I just kind of froze. I mean, everything went numb. I couldn't feel anything. It was black. I mean, truly, I was completely numb. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I've never rode a horse before in my entire life. The first time I do, I'm paralyzed. Oh, golly. Oh no. Worse than being paralyzed, my mama doesn't even know I'm doing this. So I kind of wiggle my fingers around a little bit more. I realize I'm not that paralyzed after all. I finally get up, and I found my hat. And so I can still remember this day as clear as day. As a little kid up in the stands with his mama, like 5th grade or so. Clear as day. It's like, Mama, can you see that man? Now that's a cowboy. And I was like, that's how they did it. That's the damn cowboy. That's a true story. True story. So I tell you, so you think, what in the world does that have to do with you guys? What does that have to do with life? What was this? Ricky was right. Oh, God. Ricky was right. He said, there's no money on the ground, In the rodeo, there's 8 seconds. But, in life, we all have a ride of life, do we not? The rodeo is very similar. But, just like in life, there's no success on the ground for those who give up, short of those goals and dreams and desires that have been placed in your life. There's so many times in your life we have everything all planned out, everything's going along, everything's great, and all of a sudden, our life gets turned upside down by a choice that we made, and as consequences of those choices, or circumstances we have absolutely no control of. Whether it's our job, our families, our work, or sickness and cancer, economy, whatever, what I'm saying? We have no control. And everything just gets turned upside down. Guys, you gotta hang on. You gotta just hang on and never let go. There's no success on the ground for those who give up. You know what I'm saying?